In the Tools section, you can view all announcements for your courses. You can check calendar items, if there are any for the day or the month, and you can add your own personal items into there. Also with tasks, you can create personal tasks and keep a track on some of your own jobs, projects, and so on. You can also access your grades, but please note, if you are being assessed purely by examination, you will not expect to see your grades in this section. If you need to, again, access email, there are further links down here, and this will access your Heriot-Watt email account. And finally, you should also keep an eye out for Vision's IT help service support. There are a number of useful links here. Probably the most helpful is the BlackBoard support. You can access online videos, documents, PDFs, PowerPoint slides, that kind of thing, to help you get the most out of your BlackBoard experience. Now, what we're going to look at are examples of courses. We're going to look at two courses that you see here. How do you access them from this page? There are two ways. You can either go in directly by selecting there, or sometimes it's preferable to go in here because you can actually see a little bit more. And the reason I want to point out on this screen is courses that display like that. Now, two differences between these courses and the ones beneath them. Firstly, they're not a link, so you can't actually access the course. Secondly, it has the word unavailable. You'll be pleased to know that if you see a course and you see the name and you see the brackets unavailable, you have been successfully enrolled in the course. What this means is you are unable to access it because the instructors, lecturers, professors have not yet made the course available to the students. And this is likely because they're still doing some final tweaks to the content. Don't worry if you see a course unavailable. That just means you have to wait a little while before it's made available to you. If you don't see a course at all on your list, it might be worth having a talk with your local administrative office, and they can double check if you have completed the enrolment successfully for that course. If not, then they can rectify that issue there. So, example courses. I have two to have a quick look at. When you select the course, you are usually taken to the announcements section, although that's not always the case. It is customizable, but generally speaking, you should see an example of an announcement, and here's an example of a different announcement. Also notice that the courses, although similar, are different colours. This one has a header, and there's slightly more information in the announcement. The point here is not all courses are identical, but they all follow a very similar structure. So don't be too concerned if you see some things on one course that do not appear on another. What you should always see are your announcements, some basic information about the course, and then links to information such as your lectures, tutorials, and this may come in a folder, maybe PDFs, there may be other information there. Have a look through the information that's provided and familiarise yourself with all different files and content that are on the courses that you have. In some cases, you may find that there are no direct links to files, but that's because they're in a subsection of that particular link. And here now we see an example of how that can work. Although you didn't get access to the files directly, by going into this section, you now can click and download the files. And if there is a file here to access, you can open that up and it'll give you access on your local computer. Other things of note on this page. Firstly, your tools section. From this you can access any groups that you might be a member of. You can send emails to fellow students, also staff. And if you're using wikis, blogs or any other tools that might have been made available on your course, then they are also accessible from this point. There is a couple of interesting features that are not often documented, but I will point them out because they can sometimes cause a little bit of concern with students. If you log in to your course, click on it and discover this. So all you see are the announcements. You can't access the rest of your learning material, then please do remember this little arrow on the left hand side. You select the arrow and your menu will appear and it gives you access to all of the information. And again, if you see that there, it happens on all sorts of pages. So just be mindful of that. If you see your content but you do not see the left hand menu, it's not lost, you just need to press that button. In a similar fashion is when that happens. So you've lost your menu, but you can see it here. All you need to do at this point is select again. A single click will expand and contract the menu on the left hand side. So that's a rough and fairly quick overview of the various parts of Vision, hopefully enough to get you familiar and clicking and linking through to all the relevant content that we have in the system. If you have any technical inquiries, then please contact your local IT support. If you have any questions on the course content, then get in touch with the instructors. If you have any questions on your enrolments, then please contact your local administrative offices. If you do have any points that you'd like me to have a look at for Vision, particularly how to use something, how to do something, where to find something, then leave a comment on my YouTube video and I'm happy to consider it for the next YouTube video that I post up. I hope that was useful and good luck with your studies.